Good morning. My name is Kevin Smith. I'm the Assistant Director of Planning and Development Services, here to speak today about the new residential rental permit program that's recently been implemented by the City of Sioux Falls. And first, I'd like to particularly thank Councilors McCurris and Sale for really driving this effort. We met with them last fall, and their concerns over elevating the visibility and the importance of record keeping, and in this case permitting, of rental properties, both short and long term, was something that was brought to our attention. So we worked with them over a few months and revised what was previously the rental registration program. So some of the things that are new in terms of just policy directives is this new permitting process we believe is going to provide more clarity both for rental owners as well as tenants. And I'll tell you about that in a moment here. But we really do want to improve our communications and collaboration with our rental industry stakeholders, and that includes rental owners as well as property managers. So this is not just a one-way street. This is very much a collaboration with groups like the South Dakota Multi-Housing Association. Denise Hanslick has been instrumental in helping us craft the message, craft some of the training materials that we'll talk about in a minute. But really, we want to make sure that all rental properties are verified within the City of Sioux Falls, and for a couple of reasons. First, primarily, is so that if there is an issue at those properties that the city, whether it's property maintenance or fire rescue or the police department or the health department, if we have to contact a property owner, a rental owner, about something going on in their property, we need up-to-date and accurate information. And that begins with knowing where these properties are at and who to contact. Because if we have a challenge, let's say it's sidewalk snow removal, which is kind of top of mind these days, we want to be able to contact the owner as quickly and efficiently as possible so that they can correct whatever issue there might be, and hopefully avoid things like being issued a citation or an assessment for work that needs to be done. So there's definite benefit both to rental owners and property managers as well as us. And frankly, we're all here to support neighborhoods any way we can. So this information is also going to be made available through Neighborhood Connect, which is a place you can get to from the city's website. If you haven't been there recently, siouxfalls.gov. It's got a new look to it, easily searchable. Things like residential rental permit, you can find all the information you need there. So one of the new requirements, previously we didn't have this with rental registration, but we now have with rental permitting, is that all property managers / property owners need to have 2 hours of training to be eligible even to obtain a permit. And I think this goes back to some of the things that we heard from Councilor McCorris, is that in every other profession, whoever you're working with, those individuals are expected to have some level of training in their craft, whatever it is. And that's very transferable in terms of property maintenance and rental properties, because whether you're a tenant or an owner, you need to understand your roles, your responsibilities, and expectations. Everything from human relations to property maintenance. We want to make sure that everybody understands our expectations and those of their partners. So again, the 2 hours of training is required as part of the permitting process. And we do have a couple of different ways you can obtain that training right now. The first is through a webinar that's been produced by the South Dakota Multi-Housing Association. That's available. We've got a link online, and there's also, I'm sure, a link from their website. There's a slight cost if you're not a member of the Multi-Housing Association. It's free to all of their members. And we also will be hosting an in-person training, the first of which is going to occur the morning of January 30th. So I believe one session is from 8 to 10, and the other is from 10:30 to 12:30. And that's just, that's a good example, again, of us partnering with the Multi-Housing Association, because clearly they represent rental owners. We want to make sure that whatever we do doesn't impact them in a negative way. So they've been very supportive of our efforts. One thing I would point out, though, is if you are a licensed real estate professional through the State Real Estate Commission, then you're exempt from the training, primarily because there's several hours of training that are required by the State Real Estate Commission, so you kind of test out of that. But as you're going through the permitting process online, you have to check a box. So either, yes, I've obtained my 2 hours of training, or if you're a real estate professional, you have a unique ID number through the state. We just need to verify that as you're going through the process. And secondly, in addition to training, something that's new is going to be a permit fee. And this is where we really want the rental industry to not wait. So the permit fee doesn't take effect until July 1st of this year. And that'll be a $50 fee per address. So if you have a building, let's say it's got 24 units, you will be charged a permit fee of $50 for that unique address, not each unit. The benefit, and again, this is something that our council is very sensitive to because it's a priority for them, is that the permit fee doesn't take effect until July 1st of this year. So proactively, we're really encouraging all property owners, property managers to go through the permitting process in advance, and you don't have to pay the fee until July 1st. And that's really giving everybody about 6.5 months now to come into compliance. And right now we have, I think, about 30 applications in so far. So of the previously registered 7,700 properties in Sioux Falls, we've got a ways to go, and we know there are more out there. But again, it's going to help us, excuse me, in terms of data accuracy and complete amounts of data as well. So this change, this going from registration to a permitting process, is going to help us, and it's also going to clean up some of the data so we can, frankly, improve communications and collaboration with our property stakeholders throughout the community. I would also, again, point you to the website, the city's website at siouxfalls.gov, and if you search residential rental permit, it'll take you to the location you need to find. We have somewhat tested this out with a couple of larger property management companies, and I think we've got everything worked out. So if you do have any challenges while you're going through the process, you can contact our permit folks at 367-8670. They'll be more than willing to walk you through the process online. But again, these are priorities for the community, and this is really a policy clarification from our council. So we really encourage all property managers, rental property owners, don't wait until July to get permitted because it's going to cost you money. Secondly, contact us if you have questions. And third, and I think most importantly, from the perspective of rental tenants, is that by requiring these things like training for rental owners, we want to make sure that they understand their role and responsibilities. And one great way of doing that is through training and ongoing education. So we'll do our part. We're here with the website that you can check out. We'll be hosting our own in-person training, as well as, if you don't want to be in person, you can certainly go to the website and take advantage of the Multi-Housing Association's webinar, but please go through the training. Lastly, for short-term rental owners in particular, there is a requirement through the South Dakota State Department of Health that there is a licensure that you have to obtain prior to going through the permit process with us. So if there's any short-term rental owners out there and you have not obtained your license through the State Department of Health, we strongly encourage you to do that. We also have a link to that site from our city website, but you can also go to the State Department of Health's website and find that information. Again, don't wait too long to do this. Take advantage of the training opportunities, and we're really looking forward to strengthening the partnership with our rental stakeholders out there. So with that, are there any questions?
So you mentioned that there was the fee that you don't have to pay until July 1st. Are the policies starting to take effect on July 1st as well?
Well, the permitting requirements begin now, but the fee itself won't be effective until July 1st. So if you're a rental property owner, and the question was, when does everything take effect? The ordinance took effect on January 1st, which is why we've rolled this out. But there's essentially kind of a 6-month grace period during which you as a residential rental property owner can go through the permitting process, obtain the permit, and not have to pay the fee. And it's a one-time fee, unless there's a transfer, but it isn't an annual fee, it's just one time. So again, we're hopeful that over the next 6 months or so, the 7,700 plus rental properties or rental owners out there take advantage, get your permit now, don't wait till July 1st. So, frankly, beat the cost. This is not about raising revenue for the city. This is really about providing a service both to rental owners and to tenants. Any other questions? If not, thanks for attending.